Hey guys, it's Dan, your host here, Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one's going to be doing my weekly good and bad for this week. This one we're going to be doing the good and bad of Dwight from The Walking Dead. Okay guys, so this is going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. This one's going to be doing another good and bad video for this week. This one we're going to be doing the good and bad of one of my favorite characters from the Walking Dead series, Dwight. So, this video was suggested by Epic Zombie Killer, so I want to say a huge thank you for suggesting this video, Epic. This was an absolutely amazing suggestion, man, because honestly, Dwight is one of my favorite characters in the Walking Dead series, and I really, really wish that he would be in the main show, but that's how Fear really kind of gets you to watch it, because they're like, oh, well, you got Morgan, you got Dwight, so, you kind of have to watch Fear, but, now you guys know I would watch it regardless, because I watch everything Walking Dead related, but, it just gives me more of a reason to watch Fear, because of characters like Dwight and Morgan and stuff like that, so, yeah, now, Dwight is introduced in Season 6, Episode 6, Always Accountable, and of course, he is still alive right now, at the end of Season 5, Episode 16, End of the Line, I believe is the name of the Season 5 finale of Fear the Walking Dead. I'm not as good with titles of episodes of Fear as I am with Walking Dead, because Walking Dead, I practically know like every title, everything about all the episodes. Fear the Walking Dead, I'm not as much of an expert with some of the titles of the episodes. Sometimes I forget, because honestly, Fear just, sometimes Fear isn't at the top of my, thinking list, usually. So, but anyway, so basically, Dwight is introduced. He is kind of a little bit of a villain, but you kind of get where he's coming from at the beginning too. He's running away from the sanctuary with Sherry and with the other girl, who I forget what her name was, basically. But Daryl, of course, gets captured by them. Dwight thinks that he's one of the saviors, and that's kind of crazy too. Is that you kind of get an idea that these saviors have a lot of numbers, to where Dwight doesn't even know Daryl. He just assumes that he's one of the many saviors, and I do have to admit, Daryl does kind of have a savior look to him, the leather jacket and stuff like that. I can definitely, I can understand that for sure, for Dwight, maybe why he thought that, but basically, to make a long story short, Dwight robs Daryl. Now, this decision to do that, honestly, for Dwight, I get it. I do. I'm sorry. I am a huge Daryl fan, and from Daryl's perspective, yeah, Dwight's an idiot. But in Dwight's perspective, I mean, you do what you gotta do, going back, honestly, it was a rushed decision, sure, but at the same time, what else were they gonna do out there? Now, in retrospect, you could say maybe they should have just taken their chances out on the road, but the saviors were gonna find them eventually, so that's why Dwight, kind of wanted to go back and ask for Negan's forgiveness. Now, throughout that little time that we don't see Dwight, of course, we have the iron, of course, and all that stuff, and he comes back and kills Denise. Now, Daryl is on a huge warpath after that, and him deciding to kill Denise, once again, I'm sorry, but he kind of did what he had to do. It's not justified, absolutely not. I think that killing Denise is not justified at all, but at the same time, from Dwight's perspective, he kind of has to. If he wants to stay alive, if he wants to keep Sherry safe, he kind of has to do the job that Negan tells him to do and the other saviors tell him to do. So, honestly, yeah, and it's no surprise. He didn't like Daryl very much at the beginning. I will definitely admit that. But I do actually believe Dwight that she wasn't the one he was aiming for. I believe Dwight wanted to kill Daryl. I just think that Dwight knew how powerful Daryl can be and how tough Daryl can be, and he's just like, no, I gotta eliminate this guy, because, he could probably take me down, so, I kind of understand Dwight's perspective. It's like, maybe I should try to kill Daryl, because he is a huge threat, that type of thing, but, yes, Denise's death, absolutely, from Daryl's side, it's terrible, but from Dwight's side, you know what I'm saying, like, you can kind of understand his perspective, so far, no decisions, I think, are that bad when it comes to his side of things, because he does what he has to do in the end. Now, him shooting Daryl, okay, now that is the first one that I have to say is a little unnecessary. I don't really think he needed to shoot Daryl, but again, maybe Daryl wouldn't have surrendered, maybe he would have tried something, and by him shooting Daryl in the arm, maybe I guess at that, I don't know, maybe he thought that, I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense for him because he thinks that, if not, like I said, Daryl may not surrender and there may be more problems, so maybe shooting Daryl is the best option at this point. Now, we have the lineup. We have Negan. We have the introduction to the Saviors, Glenn and Abraham, of course. And Dwight even volunteers to kill Daryl when he tries to kill Negan, which is kind of crazy. But, no, not until you try a little, of course. And we have the torture stuff. So, you have Dwight that is forced to, of course, feed Daryl the dog food, as well as chase after the guy that ran away. Now, he mercy kills the guy. Good decision. The guy was in misery, basically. He was at a point where he's like, I don't want to live at the sanctuary, so Dwight, that's, I'm just gonna, just keep walking, like that type of thing. And, that's definitely, it was a sad scene, but at the same time, I feel like that scene should have been trimmed a lot. If you guys notice in my rewrites for The Walking Dead Season 7, I completely cut that stuff with Dwight and that Savior guy completely out of the show, because, I just don't think that's really that good of a scene. But anyway, so basically, Dwight, throughout the season, of course, we have Sherry that gets away, she lets Daryl out, and we have Dwight that I guess is forced to kind of decide to go over to the other side and help Rick and the others. Now, throughout All Out War, he really helps a lot. He tells them where all the outposts are and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, Eugene almost rats him out, but of course, he doesn't, thank goodness. And basically, Dwight decides in the mid-season finale, you know what, screw this, I'm going to start shooting some of these Saviors, try to help Daryl and the others out, and then you got Laura that, unfortunately, confronts him, and we have, all that kind of stuff. And basically, Laura gets away, and Dwight is kind of forced to be with Daryl, Rick, and the others at Hilltop on their way there. So we have Tara that tries to kill Dwight. Honestly, I can't stand Tara at this part, but one thing I love is that he actually does go back to the Saviors to save Tara. That's crazy. When he comes through the bush and he's like, hey, and he's like, Dwight, I was in the woods hiding, I just came from the swamp, so there's nothing, that is a heroic moment for him. I mean, that was awesome, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. Now, we get to see Simon try to take over the Saviors. Dwight is kind of turning into Simon's right-hand man a little bit, but Dwight doesn't really want Simon to be the leader because Simon's even crazier than Negan, so he decides to switch to, Negan's side and basically let Negan, fight Simon. Negan kills Simon, and then Dwight gets the offering to be Negan's next right-hand man. Now, Dwight's decision to try to screw over Simon, Simon said it, why would you do this? And Dwight said it very clearly. Negan would win. He'd win, and I fully am on Dwight's side with that. Negan probably would win. More of the Saviors are on Negan's side. More Saviors kind of support Negan, so it makes a lot of sense, and I do get it. Now, obviously, he's a prisoner now. Laura has returned, and we have the All Out War finale, the playthrough with Eugene, and the bullets and all that kind of stuff. Now, Daryl deciding to not kill Dwight and let him go was very interesting, and of course he's on his way to go find Sherry. Now, let's jump to Fear the Walking Dead. So, he's looking for Sherry. It's been a little while now, probably close to a year, something like that, and he runs into John and June, and he's kind of an enemy at first, and then they kind of work out, a little bit of a deal, and then they're going to help him kind of look for Sherry, and they're going to let him join the group, basically. So, the reunion between him and Morgan's very interesting as well. Obviously, I like how Morgan's like, we come from the same place. It's like, no, you don't. Like, I mean, you kind of do, but there's some, misinformation there a little bit, Morgan. So, I found that always so weird when Morgan's like, we come from the same place. It's like, you sure about that, And that scene always felt so weird to me in Fear, too, because they never had a scene together in The Walking Dead. So, I think it would have been cooler if they would have had a scene together in the main show, and then they see each other in Fear. It would have felt more normal than it did here, because it just felt like, oh, yeah, I've never had a scene with Dwight, but now he's on my show now. So, Morgan's just like, oh, hey, Dwight, we're from the same place, I don't know, I just find that interesting. But anyway, so basically Dwight is part of the group now, basically. He's looking for Sherry. We have John that hides the note from him, annoyingly, of course. And basically, he and the others get on the plane. They leave. And we have the videos, of course, that Althea is filming. The documentary type stuff. And Dwight is basically just looking for Sherry the whole season. So, we don't see too much. Daniel, gives him a shave, haircut, that type of thing, finally. And we have a little bit of a scene where basically our group is, at a point at the end of the season where they're out of water. They're out of food, and basically Dwight decides to just kind of walk away, and he hears Sherry's voice on the radio, which kind of, I feel like really made him more confident when he heard that, and he's like, okay, I gotta find her, that type of thing again. And obviously we can tell, if you guys have seen the pictures for Season 6, he does in fact find Sherry. So, really cool stuff. I'm very excited to see where the story goes from here. Obviously, him and Sherry are going to be back together again, so that's going to be really, really cool to see. And I'm excited to see where Dwight's story goes from here. So yeah, terms of decisions, I mean, honestly, for Fear the Walking Dead, Dwight hasn't made too many decisions in Fear. Honestly, continuing to look for his wife, you got to understand that. You got to respect that. You know, definitely, maybe I would say one of the decisions that I think that maybe were a bit questionable for Dwight. I mean, some of the stuff earlier on, like I said, in the woods, you could definitely question a little bit. And him shooting Daryl, I think, was a little unnecessary. But, I mean, a lot of the other stuff, Dwight is an awesome character. And I love how far he's come from where he started to where he is now. Absolutely amazing story arc for an amazing character in the Walking Dead series. So, thank you very much, Epic Zombie Killer, for suggesting this video. I want to say a huge thank you for stopping by and watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. Follow Dan for Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.